It was a brisk Thursday evening in Manhattan, where the city's skyline glittered in the distance and the streets buzzed with life. Among the elegant restaurants and high-end shops that lined the avenues, one particular establishment stood out. The Lux Bistro, a Michelin-starred restaurant, was known for its exclusivity and its clientele of business moguls, celebrities, and anyone who mattered in the world of luxury dining. Inside, the atmosphere was refined, with soft jazz music playing in the background, and the delicate clinking of fine china accompanying the conversations of the city's elite. The waitstaff, impeccably dressed in black tuxedos, moved swiftly between tables, offering their best service to the high-profile guests. Among them was Alex Turner, a waiter who had been working at the Lux for over 3 years. He wasn't from a wealthy background, far from it. He had grown up in a small town, working odd jobs to support his family, always dreaming of a better life. But for now, his reality was serving the wealthy, those who often viewed him as nothing more than a cog in their opulent lives. On this particular evening, a man named Victor Montgomery sat at a corner table, enjoying a quiet dinner. Victor was a self-made billionaire, known for his ruthless business tactics and his sharp, cutting remarks. He was the kind of man who had built an empire by stepping on anyone who got in his way. He had no time for pleasantries or anyone he considered beneath him. As he scanned the menu, he noticed Alex approaching with the evening specials. "Ah, the help," Victor muttered under his breath, but just loud enough for Alex to hear. "You must be here to serve me, right?" Alex, who had become accustomed to the arrogance of many of the restaurant's guests, kept his composure. "Good evening, sir. May I recommend our signature lobster bisque?" he asked politely, his tone warm but professional. Victor looked at him with a raised eyebrow, clearly unimpressed. "Lobster bisque? How quaint. Maybe you could recommend something better than that. But I wouldn't expect someone like you to know what a real meal is." His words dripped with condescension, his eyes scanning Alex with an air of superiority. Alex, feeling the sting of the comment, didn't respond. Instead, he simply nodded and walked away to give Victor some space, knowing all too well that arguing with such customers was futile. He went back to the kitchen, trying to shake off the comments and focus on his work. But as the evening went on, it became clear that Victor's attitude toward him wasn't going to change. Later, when it was time for dessert, Alex returned to the table to take Victor's order. Victor looked up at him with a smirk. "I'll have the creme brulee," he said arrogantly, "and make sure it's perfect, unlike everything else around here." Alex bit back the urge to snap back. He had learned the hard way that responding with anything other than professionalism only made matters worse. He wrote down the order and turned to leave, but not before hearing Victor's voice once more. "Don't you have better things to do, or are you too busy taking notes on how to be a better waiter?" Victor's words were like a jab, a reminder of the difference in their world. The rest of the night went on without incident, but Alex couldn't shake the comments from earlier. He had worked in restaurants for years, but the mocking tone of this particular billionaire made him feel smaller than ever. He knew that the world wasn't fair, that people like Victor would always look down on those who served them, but it still hurt. But what happened next was something Alex could never have predicted. Several months later, Alex found himself in a situation that would change everything. It was a rainy Thursday afternoon, and Alex was on his way to meet with a potential client. His family had been struggling for a while, and he had decided to take matters into his own hands and start a small side business offering high-end catering services. He wasn't sure if it would take off, but it was a chance he had to take. As he entered the downtown area, his car broke down suddenly, right in the middle of the road. The traffic was heavy, and Alex was stuck in the rain, trying to call for help. As he stood there waiting for a tow truck, a sleek black car pulled up beside him. The tinted windows rolled down, and Alex couldn't believe his eyes. Sitting in the car, looking as immaculate as ever, was none other than Victor Montgomery. the billionaire who had mocked him months ago. "Need a hand?" Victor asked, his voice unexpectedly kind. Alex stared at him, not sure if he was being mocked again. But there was a different energy this time. Victor didn't seem condescending, he actually seemed concerned. My car broke down," Alex said, still in shock. "I'm just waiting for a tow truck." Victor looked at him for a moment, then nodded. "I've got a few minutes to spare. Let me help you out." Alex didn't know what to make of it, but he was in no position to refuse help. Victor got out of the car, and the two of them managed to push the car to the side of the road. As they waited for the tow truck, the conversation turned casual, and Alex learned that Victor's company was in the midst of a major expansion. The conversation flowed easily, and surprisingly, Victor asked Alex about his life, his aspirations, and his plans. A week later, Alex received a call from Victor Montgomery's office. "Hello, Mr. Turner," a voice on the other end said. "Victor Montgomery would like to meet with you." Alex was stunned. He had no idea why Victor would want to meet with him, but he agreed to the meeting. When he arrived at Victor's luxurious office building, he was greeted warmly, much to his surprise. Victor stood up from behind his desk and extended his hand. "I owe you an apology," he said, his tone genuine. "I've been thinking about our last encounter, and I realized I was wrong about you. You're not just some waiter. You've got vision, and I admire that." Alex was taken aback. I don't understand," he said. Victor smiled. "I've been following your progress with your catering business. You've got a great reputation in the city, and I think you've got something special. I'd like to help you. I'm offering you a partnership." The words didn't sink in immediately. A partnership? With a billionaire? Alex had never imagined such an opportunity. "I want to invest in your business," Victor continued. "I'll provide the capital, and together we can expand your catering services to become something much larger. Something that will rival the biggest catering companies in the country." Alex was speechless. The same man who had mocked him in the past, who had looked down on him as just another lowly worker, was now offering him the chance of a lifetime. Victor had recognized his potential, and for the first time in a long time, Alex realized that sometimes the biggest twists in life come from the most unexpected places. From that moment on, Alex's life changed. With Victor's help, he was able to grow his catering business into a nationwide success. The once dismissed waiter was now a successful entrepreneur, running a thriving business that catered to high-profile clients. He never forgot where he came from, and he used his newfound success to give back to others who were just like him. As for Victor Montgomery, he learned an invaluable lesson. Don't judge a person by their job, their appearance, or their status. Sometimes, the most important people are the ones you least expect, and sometimes, they might even be the ones who end up saving you. If Alex's story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories of second chances, success, and redemption. Life has a funny way of surprising you when you least expect it. Never judge a book by its cover.